Howard Stern
Okay.
style, you know. I like Howard Stern. Well, I like everything about him that I like about him.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Because I was listening to him this morning, and he, you know, he's funny and everything, and he's, yeah. But it's, you know, it's never going to be 100%.
Right.
We're he's checking one thing. All right, and our time is, so we are running a little late.
Okay.
All right, ready when you are.
I'm sorry, we're running late.
Yeah, it happens.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Have fun, ladies.
Good afternoon, and welcome to WATD's Powerful Women Revealed, sponsored by Nicole Perry. You're invited to enjoy an ongoing series of uplifting, educational, and intimate discussions with a variety of powerful women that have all made the commitment to take their businesses and organizations to a higher level. These entrepreneurs all have a mission and appreciate the opportunity to share their stories with you. These women reveal their inspirations, milestones, and successes with your host, Nicole Perry.
Good afternoon and welcome to Powerful Women Revealed. I'm your host, Nicole Perry, and today my guest is here to bring much needed awareness to the community and shed light on this particular 31-year-old nonprofit organization where she began her passionate encore career over 15 years ago, so almost from the beginning. Shortly after her first year as a social services coordinator, she was promoted to program director and held that position for almost 9 years. And for the past 5 years now, she has held the position of executive director at the Plymouth Area Coalition. Helen McLean, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And did I say your last name right?
You did.
McLean.
McLean.
Yep. McLean.
Yes.
McLean. Even though I spelled it right.
You spelled it right.
It doesn't sound like that's the way you say it. That's okay. That's okay. Now, before we start the show about the Coalition for the Homeless, where are you originally from and what brought you to the Coalition 15 years ago?
I grew up in Kingston, so I am from the community. I had been working in Buzzards Bay as an admin assistant in a real estate office with
Yes.
someone who had a connection to the coalition, and part of my duties was to organize the holiday events, which included a toy drive that benefited the organization.
So you got the bug.
I did.
Right away.
Absolutely.
Right away. Okay. All right. And so how long were you at that realtor office?
3 years.
Okay.
Yes, and then this position came up, and this person thought I'd be a great fit, and I applied, and
So
here I am.
they were willing to let you go from the realtor office. They
Yes.
knew. They knew in their heart that you were not fulfilling your, I don't know, your life
Absolutely.
passion, or you weren't being fulfilled, even though you were striving or
Yes.
sort of, you know, on a new path, because you weren't at the realtor place you were other places before that. Where were you before that?
Before that, I was working for a corrugated manufacturer in Pembroke.
I read that. My mom used to be in the corrugated business.
Yes, so
Yeah.
I did enjoy that very much.
Okay.
But all paths have led me here.
And all of those experiences gave you the foundation, really, your office experiences, your multitasking abilities, right?
Yes,
Don't you think?
absolutely.
Because I feel like that's everyone's life. Everything is our foundation to what we are doing in the current moment.
Absolutely. And I
know?
have done a little bit of everything, so.
A little bit of, which is, jack of all trades. There's nothing wrong with that. It actually can be a good thing in some situations.
Yes, it has definitely helped me be successful with this. So.
Now, a little bit of the history about the coalition. I love that I read, I'm already getting the whole body goosebumps right now. I love that I read that, some concerned citizens are the ones who started. Tell us about that.
Yes, absolutely. There were a growing number of homeless families, most of them living in tents in the state forest.
Yeah.
And
in their cars.
In their cars, absolutely. And they got together, formed the coalition, And in 87, they opened the first shelter in a rented house in Halifax on Thompson Street.
Yeah, and then you worked your way to Kingston.
Yes.
Okay.
Shortly after that, the Sisters of Divine Providence, Sacred Heart, donated a portion of their land so that we could build a facility to house families with children.
Okay, so you work really closely with Sacred Heart then?
We have a strong connection with them, yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Now, what are some of the, what do people not understand about homelessness? What is the misconception that you believe?
I think probably one of the largest misconceptions is that there's a cookie cutter solution that's going to fit every family. And that really just isn't how it works.
No.
There's not a one solution that is going to help all families be successful.
It's not black and white.
Correct.
There are so many gray areas because this involves human beings.
Absolutely.
And families and extended families.
Yes.
And you know what I love too? When I read that a group of citizens were concerned, I almost want to change that word to a group of compassionate citizens.
Yes.
They were concerned, but really it was their compassion that compelled them
Definitely.
to make a change.
Absolutely.
And there's so much happening. I was Googling, there's lots of statistics, but it said in Boston, it is up 25% from 2014 to 2015.
Yes.
And the numbers in Massachusetts alone are a little bit shocking.
About 3,500? A little bit more homeless families currently.
Yeah, which is, you're only housing how many families in?
13.
13.
Yes.
Okay. And so you want that turnover.
Absolutely.
And what do you strive for? Is there a minimum that you can't do it in less than 30 days? You can't help them?
There isn't either a length of stay or, a time that they definitely period that they have to stay there.
Yeah.
It really is dependent on the family
Yeah.
and where they're at. If they're ready to move on. Some families are ready to come in and move out within a month or two.
Yeah.
Some need a lot more
More.
supportive services
Okay.
before they are ready to move on.
Okay. And, we're going to talk about those services, but how are the families finding you, or are you finding them?
Our families come to us through the Department of Housing and Community Development. So we
Okay.
contract the shelter program at Plymouth Area Coalition with them. And the department actually does the initial intake to qualify a family, determine they're homeless, and then places them in shelters throughout the state.
Throughout the state. So there's many more shelters. Do you know
Oh,
how
yes.
many shelters are there?
I do not. There's probably about 3,000 shelter beds. So units for families.
Okay, all right. So those numbers are almost,
They're almost
matching up.
That is our goal right now in the states, because when there's not a shelter bed, Massachusetts is a right to shelter state. So those families have to be placed somewhere, and if there is an overflow in shelter, they go into motels. And as you can imagine, that is not.
It's not good.
Exactly.
No kitchens. It's
Right.
It's not feasible.
Right.
Not long term.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope you'll stay with us. My guest is Helen McLean with the Plymouth Area Coalition. You can go to PlymouthAreaCoalition.org for more information. Their tagline is Strengthening Families in Need, which is just a beautiful thing. You're listening to Powerful Women Revealed right here on 95.9 WATD.